Hello! So, I thought on BunTv today we would make some pizza puffs because I found in the freezer I've got a bit of puff pastry left. So I thought, I know, defrost it, make some puffs. So, we're going to have an oven on gas mark 5 or 180 because puff pastry likes a really hot oven so it can get puffing up straight away, yeah? And they're going to cook for about 12 to 18 minutes. So I have got here, I've made a pizza puff here, and I've made a potato and cheese pasty. Okay, so I'll show you what else you can do with it. So I'm going to put these in the oven, and then by the time I finish showing you what to do, hopefully these will be cooked. So I just put these in the oven. Back. So as I say, my oven's really nice and warm, so those pizza puffs can puff right up straight away. All right, so I have got some puff pastry here. Now this is about 1/4 of a pack that you would buy, yeah, and I'd cut it into 2 because I cut lots of little bits up because it's easier when it's defrosted than to see how many you want rather than just like taking a big block out and trying to cut it. You couldn't cut it because it's too frozen. So I've got 2 little blocks. I've already put 2 in, so I had like half a block of puff pastry. All right, now puff pastry, can you see? Ooh, has lots and lots of lines on it. So those lines we want to keep because that's the layers of our puff to make it go puff. If we squidge it all together, then we're going to make our puff disappear. So the best thing that you can do is just squash it down with your fingers like this first of all. Yeah, so going all the way round. Yeah, so I took mine out a little bit before, so it's nice and soft to be able to do this. So I'm going around all the edges like this. Yeah. So it's nice and flat. So can you see, I've gone from that to flat. So I'm going to do the other one. So squash it right down, not squeezing it, squash it right down that puff pastry. All right, to make it nice and flat. Okay, because when you start rolling it, if you roll it straight away, it sort of goes at an angle. So it's easier to get this nice. So squash the layers down nice and flat with your fingers. Okay, so we've got our 2 flat pieces of puff pastry. Got here some flour. I'm going to shake some flour, okay? So put this in either side like that, yeah. That's it on that side, then on that side. So we've got them coated in flour. That means it won't stick to our rolling pin, okay? Now I'm not going to roll 2 at once. I could try, might be a bit tricky. So I'm just going to give it a roll up and back down again. I'm going to give it a turn, give it a little push, yeah? So I'm not rolling all the way all like that all the time so it gets too thin, just giving it a little wiggle like that, yeah? So we've got it a bit flatter, yeah? So now you can see it's a lot bigger, isn't it? So we did squash fingers and then we did rolling pin. So we'll do rolling pin, roll, roll, roll. And the other way, give it a little push, If it starts sticking, mine's a bit sticky, I'm just going to put in a little bit more flour, turn it the other way. Yeah, like that. And give it a little pull because I want to get quite a nice rectangle, yeah? So we've got like 2 pieces of, yeah, puff pastry, nice and flat now, okay? Without losing our puffs. Fantastic. Now, we want to make them into a pizza today. So we're going to get a knife first of all, and what we're going to do is called scoring around the edge. And we don't like cut it, we don't want to cut the edges off, all right? Like this would be, this would be just like, all right, okay, I have cut it off. I don't want to cut any bits off. I just want to make like an edge around it. So it's called scoring, when you just go gently round with your knife, like you're drawing with a pencil maybe. Draw a pencil line around your pastry all the way. Yeah, so it's like that. So we've got a line about 1/2 centimetre in, yeah, can you see? That goes all the way round. So I'll do it again the other one. So it's like a pencil. Just pretend you're drawing a line around with a pencil all the way around your puff pastry. Yeah, because that's going to be our border and we're not going to be allowed to colour in over our pencil line, okay? So a bit of colouring going on, yeah, with what we're going to put on. So you can either put on, I've got a bit of tomato puree. Yes, I'm going to do 1 tomato puree, and the other one I've got is a bit of pesto, okay? So you can use either or, whatever you want. Oh, I'm messy already, aren't I? Look at me. Now, so I'm just going to do a little bit of my tomato puree, and then I'm going to get a spoon and dive in for my pesto and put some blobs on. Yeah, and then just gonna spread it out. Remember, not going over that pencil line that I drew. Yeah, I want to keep inside my pencil line. Yeah, so can you see I've just kept in my pencil line like that? Yeah, and then I'll add a little bit of pesto with the tomato puree, mix them up, doesn't matter. Add to the flavour and then spread all that tomato puree around as well. Yeah, remember, not going over the pencil lines. Yeah, so then that's the tomato puree one. Yeah, bit of painting. Lovely painting, well done. Ooh, clatter. Then you can put what you want. So I've got a bit of cheese, obviously, because I like my cheese. So I'm going to put some cheese on the top of them, like that, and put some cheese on the other one. Careful again, not going over the pencil line, keep it in. Yeah. If you want to do, bit of taste testing, yum. Got a bit of onion, so I'm going to put a bit of onion on one of them. And then I'm going to leave the other one plain because Sunbun, he just likes it plain. That's all he wants, he just likes it plain. Yeah, so that's those two done, okay? So then, let me get a tray to put those on. Okay, let's find my tray. Grandma Bun's fateful tray she gave me. Fantastic, right, so we'll put these, lift them up carefully, put them on. There we go, you might need someone to help you put them on. So they're on my tray, ready to go in the oven. Right, so then I've got, now I don't have another piece of puff pastry left, but I did have some shortcrust pastry. So I thought I'll show you the pie, the pasty, with the shortcrust pastry. Now shortcrust pastry, again, I had it in lumps like this, and I put it into the freezer. Yeah, because as I say, it's easier to take out how many lumps you want rather than trying to cut through a big bit. So I'm just going to put, I think I'm going to put 2 lumps together. Now this time you can actually squeeze it because shortcrust pastry doesn't have any layers in it. Yeah, it's only the puff pastry. So this time I'm just going to squeeze it like it's some Play-Doh. A really, really good squeeze like that. And so it all goes together. Now, it doesn't like to be played with too long because shortcrust pastry doesn't like to be very warm. It likes to be very cold. Chilly thing. Yeah? It likes to be cold. So especially if your hands are warm, you'll make it too warm. So as soon as you've got it squashed into a ball like that, that's it. Brilliant, nice and soft, okay? So let me just wipe down. I've got a bit of pesto on here. Let me just wipe that down. There we go, gone. Okay, so this time I'm going to do what I did before. Now I'm just going to press it down flatter because it's easier to start off if we do that. Squash it down flatter like this. All right, there we go. And then a bit of flour shaker. All right, and then put it in there like that. Then squash it down a bit more, give it a wiggle. Can you wiggle it? If you can't wiggle it, it's stuck. So make sure you can wiggle it. Yeah, and press it down. Okay, then trusty rolling pin again. I'm gonna roll this out now. And give it a turn. This one's gonna be a little bit bigger than the pasties were. Yeah. So a bit like, you could say like a Cornish pasty, but I'm not putting the meat in it. I'm doing potato and cheese. So I've got it about that big. Yeah. Yeah, so it might be a bit bigger than my hand, isn't it? Yeah. Is it as big as my face? There you go, covers my face. Yeah. So my filling for this one then, I have got some potato. So I'm going to put some of this potato in here, giving it some seasoning, and some salt and pepper I did, and giving it a bit of butter in there. Then I'm going to put in the rest of that onion, and then I'm going to put the rest of the cheese in. All right, and then actually, my bowl's a bit small, isn't it? Let's put it back. Let me take this bit of potato out. I don't need all that. I'm going to put it back into this bowl. It's a bit bigger. There we go. And then we can mix it all together. Get it all mixed up. I mean, I suppose you could, if you wanted to, add a little bit of pesto to this. Give it a nice bit of flavour, wouldn't it? Yeah, so nice. Lot of cheese in there. Nice lot of potato and some onion. Okay? Then I'm just going to get it all out like that and put it into the middle. Yeah, there we go. So put all that in there, yeah, on my finger. Okay, so I've got my filling in the middle. Now we're going to fold it over and stick it together, but it won't stick. So what you need to do is get your hands, yeah, with some cold water, yeah, get your fingertips, and you're just going to paint round the edge of your pasty like this, yeah. I'm going to paint it all round. Flatten down me mash a bit. There we go. Right. So I've flattened it down, yeah. And then so what you do, you can bring up then these two edges to meet, yeah. So I've got my edges to meet like that. All right. Oh, poke that. Oh, there's a bit of potato wanting to escape. Push it in, yeah. And then what you do when you've just got your edges round like that, then just give them a press with your thumb and your finger so they're closed up. Yeah, so they're closed up like that. Okay, so you've got it like that. Now you can leave it like that, or you could get a fork and you could press it down like this and make some nice fork marks like that. But I like to do thumb and finger, all right? And I'm just going to push that one in like that, and then you just keep going over with your thumb and your finger to make like the Cornish pasty look. Can you see? Yeah. So go round and round. There we go, round and round, and then tuck that little bit under. So then I've got, can I see it? There you go. Nice Cornish pasty type. Yeah. And then I can put that in my tray back. And then I can put that on my tray too. Yeah. And if I want, you could also brush it with a bit of egg if you wanted to. Yeah, do something like that, give it a nice glaze on it. And then, as I say, these will go in the oven for about 12 to 18 minutes, yeah, and see, they'll puff up. So let's have a look at mine. If I just move all of this, there we go, we'll see if I can have a look, see if mine are ready for you. Okay, oh, it's going into the oven. Oh, fantastic, there we go. So my pie isn't quite done, so I'm just going to take this one off and put that one back in. Oh, this is fun. Now the pasty is going to take a bit longer because it's a bit thicker, a bit bigger than the pizza puffs, but your pizza puffs will come out nicely just like that, yeah. And then, yeah, so you've got a nice crunchy bottom, yeah, with your pizza puff. So we've gone from that to that. And then my pasty, what that's doing in the oven, it's all puffing up, yeah, all getting ready. So let's see if it can cook in time. I'll go through what we did. So remember, with your pizza puff, we've got to squash it down so we don't lose the layers, then give it a roll, then draw around a pencil mark, yeah, with a knife. So you don't cut into it, just draw a pencil. Then a bit of painting, paint on your puree or paint on your pesto, whatever you want to paint on, then put your cheese on, put your onion in, and remember, don't go over your pencil line. And then into the oven. And then pasty, can fill it. I filled it with potato, cheese, and a bit of onion. You could put some potato in it, some ham in it. With the cheese, you could put some bacon in it, you could put peppers in it, you could fry some mushrooms and put those in it. Anything really that you like to, with a bit of potato, just to give it that substance, yeah, so it all sticks together in there. And then you've got your lunch done, yeah? So let me go and have another look, hopefully. So I'll move that one along. Hopefully it'll be nearly done. If it's not, I'll show you what it looks like, and then it will be done a little bit. So it's sort of, my pasty's sort of a bit too hot. My pasty's getting there, but it's not quite done. But it will get done as we go on, yeah? So I'll put that back. We just want it to go nice and brown. So my pizza puff took 12 minutes, but my pasty is obviously going to take the 18 minutes, yeah? But I hope you enjoy those, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.